Good morning. My name is Tammy, and I'm a Christian deliverance minister. As we are counting down to the election of President of the United States, I am trying to bring a regular word from the Lord, either through our time in prayer or through the Bible, and about a subject that is being debated in the presidential election. But today I want to talk about the recent happenings of a tape being released of Donald Trump with some locker room talk 11 years ago. Now I want to say something, and I really want you to listen to me on this. If ISIS gets control of this country, they will come in here and they will rape you, your children. They will do heinous, unimaginable things to Christians, beheadings, and so forth. They've already proven that. Okay? So if you're going to let something that Donald Trump said 11 years ago keep you held in a place of hostage, and that's what our country will be, we will be hostage. If you look back at the Spanish Inquisition, if you look back at the Holocaust, every time those incidences, and this is exactly what ISIS is to kill the Jews and the Christians. Why is that? Because we are God's chosen people. And so if you're going to be so foolish as to allow something that guys do every day, look, I can show you the pornography stats. It's epidemic in this country, okay? Guys talk like that. Even if they haven't done something like that, they talk like that, okay? You have to be either very, very naive or you haven't been living on this planet if you believe that guys don't talk like that, okay? I want to read you from 1 Kings 21, and I'm going to try to read this very fast. Sometime later, there was an incident involving a vineyard belonging to Naboth the Jezreelite. The vineyard was in Jezreel, close to the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. Ahab said to Naboth, "Let me have your vineyard to use as a vegetable garden, since it is close to my palace. In exchange, I will give you a better vineyard, or if you prefer, I will pay you whatever it is worth." But Naboth replied, "The Lord forbid that I should give you the inheritance of my ancestors." So Ahab went home sullen and angry because Naboth the Jezreelite had said, "I will not give you the inheritance of my ancestors." He lay on his bed sulking and refused to eat. His wife Jezebel came in and asked him, "Why are you so sullen? Why won't you eat?" He answered her, "Because I said to Naboth the Jezreelite, 'Sell me your vineyard, or if you prefer, I will give you another vineyard in its place.' But he said, 'I will not give you my vineyard.'" Jezebel, his wife, said, "Is this how you act as king over Israel? Get up and eat. Cheer up. I'll get you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite." So she wrote letters in Ahab's names, placed his seal in them, and sent them to the elders and nobles who lived in Naboth's city with him. In those letters she wrote, "Proclaim a day of fasting and seat Naboth in a prominent place among the people, but seat two scoundrels opposite him and have them bring charges that he has cursed both God and king. Then take him out and stone him to death." So the elders and nobles who lived in Naboth's city did as Jezebel directed in the letter she had written to them. They proclaimed a fast and seated Naboth in a prominent place among the people. Then two scoundrels came and sat opposite him and brought charges against Naboth before the people, saying, "Naboth has cursed both God and king." So they took him outside the city and stoned him to death. Then they sent word to Jezebel, "Naboth has been stoned to death." As soon as Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned to death, she said to Ahab, "Get up and take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite that he refused to sell you. He is no longer alive, but is dead." Okay, so that, I've seen this in my own life. When the devil wants to send somebody up against you to destroy your reputation or whatever, he can do it. He can find two scoundrels at every time. I want to read you from Hebrews 11. This is what we should want our faith to look like. "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance of what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. By faith Abel brought God a better offering than Cain did." By faith he was commended as righteous when God spoke well of his offerings. And by faith Abel still speaks even though he is dead. By faith Enoch was taken from this life so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God had taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. By faith Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear built an ark to save his family. By his faith he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness that is in keeping with faith. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. I'm going to stop there because I'm out of time. But I want you to think about one other thing, too. Do you want Bill Clinton, the rapist, the one who had repeated sexual encounters with Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office, the one who was impeached, the one who was disbarred, do you want him back in the White House so that you can have some honor to say, oh no, I could never support someone who talked that way 11 years ago? We're all sinners. We've all said things that we hope never were recorded, or done things, or even thought things that we hope would never be revealed. God knows the motives of your heart. God knows every thought. He knows a word before it's on your tongue. Psalm 139. So what you need to reveal to yourself is, are you willing to let this country be taken hostage because of some words that a repentant man has apologized for? You need to decide that. But the other thing you need to decide is, are you going to obey God and follow him? Because Trump is God's man on the scene. I pray blessings on you today in the name of Jesus.